Bismillah, alhamdulillah. This is the second session that I'm recording tonight. Extremely important subject. I hope that everyone looked at the session before this, okay? Because I've been talking about, you know, the Islam that converts need in the community and in the masajid versus what we found. Okay, what we found is beyond deficient. Okay, the Muslim community and the masajid are absolutely useless to converts. Okay, and that means that they are useless to the mission of da'wah. That is the most important thing in Allah's deen. And so what's happened here, I'm going to say, is the biggest crime in Islam. Okay? The previous session I was talking about then, when will converts have a voice in the community? Why, when there's so many converts who have been around 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, we are educated, we are experienced, we have developed major solutions, major programs, and you won't find a convert on the board. Okay, I mean the community has screwed itself and screwed the converts. All right, this particular session I hope is a little closer to heart. Okay, for the converts, I want everybody to listen to this. I want you to share it. This is extremely important. Okay, what I'll be talking about, the commonality of psychological problems, okay, like depression and anxiety, identity issues, okay, I'm wiggling my eyebrows, identity issues, okay, very common among converts. These are issues that converts suffer, and I'm going to explain so many of the reasons. I'm going to explain what is happening, okay? But it's primarily due to cultural loss. And by culture, I don't mean the kind of food you eat or the kind of clothes you wear. Okay, culture begins within a society. The foundations of its culture are about how people live, okay, and about how people think, how people go about things, okay? And so culture includes issues like education, okay? Thought methodologies, okay? Western people are a scientific people, okay? I'm going to throw it out there. The average education in the United States per capita is over 13 years. Okay, myself, I have over 30 years of education. Okay, the per capita average in the Muslim world is 5.6 years. Okay, the vast majority of Muslims are horribly undereducated. Okay, and that affects their culture. Okay, um, also, then I had a session a few nights ago where I was talking about Maslow's hierarchy, okay, and that really comes into play here, and I'm going to go a bit more into it. But the first thing that I want to say to my convert brothers and sisters, okay, having bouts of depression and anxiety is completely normal, okay? You would actually be weird, okay, if you did not have uh, issues, I mean, depression and anxiety issues. And when I talk about identity issues, I'm talking about losing the sense of self, okay? And we can go into that. I mean, there's so much. I can only discuss this for maybe 15 minutes, okay? But it's huge, and it should be so obvious, okay? I mean, a person's beliefs is the core of your worldview, okay? It's how you perceive reality. And when you convert, okay, to Islam, you're undergoing serious modifications to your belief system, okay? Uh, and that's why, especially like early on, like, because I've known converts for 33 years, and I'm going to go through some history here, okay? But you'll find a lot of self-identity problems in young converts, a lot, okay? It's very normal, okay? But everybody needs to understand this because the Muslims in particular have a horrible stigma about mental health, and it's because Muslims are not educated. Okay, educated people know that mental health issues have tangible causes. Okay, and it's usually being in hardship for a prolonged period of time, not having emotional support, not having companionship, having serious problems in your life that you can't solve. Okay, so I've talked about some examples. I'm going to go through a few more. I mean, it's like I know a convert sister that I have known since the 80s, and some years ago, she really kind of went off the deep end and got herself into very serious legal trouble. Okay. Um, we've had a convert sister in our community who committed suicide. Okay. I've known several converts who have talked about suicide. Okay, I've known converts really out of balance. I've suffered with that honestly since 1987. Okay, it's serious. I mean, you're alone in the world, and there's so much stress, and there's nobody helping you with it. There's nobody even to talk to about it. And when I talk about, okay, go to the imam, no, don't go to the imam. Okay, these imams don't know shit about converts. Okay, and you do not need advice from anyone who doesn't know anything about you. Okay, that's even in Islam. The imams of the ummah would refuse to give advice to anyone until they knew their personality and their capacity and their situation. Okay, so it's like an Islamic mandate that you do not take advice from people who don't understand your situation. All right? And anyway, professional counseling and professional psychiatry, okay, that's where you need to look for help. But at the end of the day, the only real solution is in solving your situation. And that's why the Medina Network is so necessary. Okay? Human beings were not built to be alone in this world. Human beings were not built to endure mountains of problems and mountains of stress completely alone. Okay, and that's why I say that having imbalance, having breakdowns are extremely normal. Okay, that's why counselors' offices are full of people. Okay, there are people going through what you're going through, but with converts, it's amplified. It's amplified. I'm telling you that converts are in the most precarious, vulnerable situation of anybody in the community, uh, and converts are living through trauma. And so many converts have been horribly traumatized, okay, in so many ways, all right? Let me flip through the next. Like I said, imbalance is normal, okay? Um, Now, let's talk about denial, okay? This is an extremely important thing. You cannot solve a problem if you're in denial that it exists, okay? And this applies to everything, okay? If Muslims are in denial that you left Islam, then you can't solve your problem by coming back to Islam. If you're in denial that you were ignorant about Islam, you won't solve your problem by learning Islam. If we're in denial that our community and our masajid are a horrible failure and need to be like totally reimagined and redesigned, if we're going to deny that, we can never solve the problem. Okay? Denial is like the biggest problem you can have. Okay? And it's denial itself is also like a very normal, it's a defense response of the human psyche. Okay? When a human being is experiencing something traumatic, okay, painful, why why do family members and friends uh, go into a state of denial when there's a sudden death, okay, to someone that they know? Okay, why is denial that first response? It's like, okay, I can't believe this. Are you sure? Why did this happen when Rasulullah passed away? Read the hadith, read the story about Umar ibn al-Khattab, okay, freaking out, okay? Read it, okay? He flipped, and it was only the strength of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu who brought everybody back to the ground and said, no, this is real, okay? Rasulullah is a human being like all other human beings. He was going to die like all other human beings, okay? But Allah is alive forever, okay? So denial uh, is is very normal, okay? But you have to get past that because you have to confront the reality that you're in, whatever it is, and work on solving those problems. Okay, we're going to get back to Maslow's hierarchy, and those are things that you need to pay attention to in your life. Those are the pieces that you need to secure and put together to have a healthy life, or you will be mentally screwed. Okay? All right. But then there are the way Islam is, you know, we don't have Islam, okay? We have stupid Muslims, all right? So let me show how denial in the mind of a convert actually gets reinforced by the community. This is a big problem, and it happens to everybody, okay? I talked about last night, okay, the difference between a good Muslim brother and a bullshit Muslim brother, okay? When you go to your brother and say, look, brother, I have a serious problem, and he looks and says, oh, may Allah make it easy for you. If you have yaqeen and tawakkul, Allah will solve everything. Assalamu alaikum, bye. That is a bullshit Muslim. Okay, that's the kind of Muslim that one of the early shuyukh said that you make Salatul Janazah for them and consider them out of your life. Okay, that's not a brother. Okay, what Rasulullah taught and what the Sahaba practiced is that a brother comes into your problem and stays with you until it's resolved. That's Islam, okay? But look at what really that kind of garbage Muslim is telling the convert. May Allah make it easy for you. Bye. What they're telling you is your problem is your problem. Good luck. Okay? I'm not going to do anything to help you. Okay? That's what the real meaning of may Allah make it easy for you means. All right? It's a garbage statement, and in over 30 years of studying a hadith, I've never seen it. I've never seen it. What I have seen are the hadith that I mentioned last night, okay? That Allah is in the help of his servant as much as that servant is in the help of his brother or his sister, okay? So you can't solve things by being in denial, guys. You have to work the problem, all right? And don't let people tell you, well, see, if you make enough dua with yaqeen, Allah will send, okay, what's Allah going to say? Allah's going to send a wife floating out of the sky like Mary Poppins so I can get married? No, we have to have a system for that, okay? And that's why I've been talking about the Sahaba, because the Sahaba did not sit in Mecca making dua and dhikr with yaqeen and tawakkul. They had the greatest yaqeen and tawakkul of any human beings ever, but they knew they still could not live in their situation in Mecca. That's why they made hijrah, and that's why they set up the Medina community, Muhajirin and Ansar, to directly build solutions for their problems. That is Islam. And that's why I think that most of our Muslim community, including most of our imams, are bullshit people, okay? So this is Maslow's hierarchy. You can Google this because I want everyone to look it up and understand it and look at the elements, okay, on each line, okay, physiological needs, your safety needs, your love and belonging needs, your, okay, esteem, self-esteem and respect, okay? These are, okay, this is a normal human life. And the more pieces you have missing, the more broken life you have, okay? And the more pain you're in. And you can't build a life like that, guys. That's why I showed this revised version of Maslow's hierarchy. This is the complete, version of it. You have stability, you have family, you have, home, ownership, not rental. Ownership, okay? And you're married and you've got friends, and they're not just garbage friends. They're real friends, okay? You need that. It is a human need, okay? Maslow is talking about needs, the hierarchy of human needs, okay? So when these things are missing, like I talked about in discussions of fiqh, these are daruriyat. It means they're indispensable to a human life. If these are missing, it means your life is broken and you're in pain and you will suffer here. Okay? And dhikr will not fix it. Okay? Make dhikr, make dua, read Quran. But you have to work the problem. Okay? I'm telling you from experience. And I'm telling you from the Sahaba. Like I said, they worked to solve their problem. They didn't just sit around making dua with all their yaqeen and tawakkul. MashaAllah, these brilliant Muslims we have today. They cause so much harm and hurt to converts. They literally traumatize and re-traumatize the convert using Islam. Okay? These people, and I'm sorry, including most of their imams, are garbage. Useless garbage, and that's what Rasulullah called them. And that's why Allah is blowing them off the map. Allah has sent destruction on 26 Muslim countries, and the big one is coming. It's being set up. And I went through the verses of the Quran where Allah promised that He would do this. It's because these are garbage Muslims, okay? Anyway, I hope that this is helpful. I hope that converts feel that, yes, it is normal, okay, to go through times when you lost your sense of self, to experience depression, anxiety, okay, stress, okay, it's normal. Don't stay like that, guys. Solve the problem, okay? Now, I want to talk about a very important thing that I learned from the philosopher, German philosopher Martin Heidegger. He used a term called angst, okay? And with the word angst, this is a German word, okay? He's talking about the real internal meaning of anxiety, okay? And he explained it. He said it's this, because this gets into identity, okay? And if someone who's ever had like serious, like deep anxiety issues, I'm not talking about the little stress. No, I'm talking about like when you feel inside, you don't feel like yourself anymore. That's what Heidegger said. He said that you have gone through a period of your life in which you've gone far away from your native self. Okay? And you suddenly feel like somebody else. And you suddenly feel detached from you. Okay? And so when you go look up people's descriptions of their anxiety, that's like the number one thing you'll find. I don't feel like myself anymore. Okay? I hope this helps my brothers and sisters. Okay? Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.